Boardrooms today are fixated on a high-stakes transition, billion-dollar allocations toward artificial intelligence, cloud platforms, and enterprise-wide automation. Yet despite this influx of capital and cutting-edge tools, these digital initiatives routinely stall out, underdeliver, or fail altogether. The friction usually comes down to a structural mismatch. Organizations are eagerly deploying 21st-century data platforms while continuing to rely on fragmented, manual decision models that cannot keep pace with the software. When a company scales its technology without updating its governance, it creates structural friction, an invisible drag that quietly erodes enterprise value. This diagram illustrates how internal friction develops. Let's look at how the modern enterprise actually distributes its objectives across different functions. The technology divisions operate with a clear mandate. They optimize their workflows purely for engineering excellence and rapid deployment. Meanwhile, the finance teams pursue an entirely different metric. They optimize for cost efficiency and strict quarterly targets. Add in the risk and compliance departments. Their success depends on caution, ensuring no rules are violated and no stability is lost. In this environment, employees quickly learn a troubling lesson. Navigating internal politics is rewarded far more consistently than actually solving problems for the customer. Every single department succeeds according to its own local metrics, but because the system lacks a management layer tying those goals together, the enterprise as a whole struggles to deliver value. This disconnect between isolated success and broad organizational failure is a historical scaling limit. We can observe the pattern during the decline of British industrial leadership in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The historical records suggest Britain lost its economic dominance not because its factories were technologically inferior, but because its organizational capability stalled out. As these industrial companies grew larger and more complex, their structures failed to adapt. Boards of directors turned into hybrids, attempting to act as owners, supervisors, and operational managers all at once. Contrast this with emerging industrial rivals of the time. In those nations, professional management evolved into a distinct capability, explicitly separating family ownership from operational authority. This illustrates a key principle. Whenever a company's complexity grows faster than its management design, decision-making grinds to a halt. Authority becomes ambiguous, and personal influence replaces institutional accountability. We see an even starker example of this with Henry Ford. His physical assembly lines achieved technological supremacy and revolutionized mass manufacturing. But behind that engineering triumph lay an architectural flaw. Ford deeply distrusted professional management, choosing instead to centralize all authority around himself. He assigned responsibilities to his managers, but refused to grant them the authority to act. This uncertainty fostered paralysis and drove away the very leaders he needed to scale. We see this same dynamic play out in modern founder-led companies. Senior leaders become bottlenecks simply because every important decision still requires their direct executive approval. Engineering triumphs and extraordinary products are eventually neutralized if the organization relies on personal oversight rather than formal institutional systems. Enterprise architecture designs organizational coherence. It integrates management systems with the same precision applied to technical platforms. There is a common misconception that formal management equals red tape, but properly engineered management destroys bureaucracy. It creates clarity by establishing exactly who makes a decision, who owns the final outcome, and how strategic intent becomes operational reality. An effective architecture ensures that authority aligns with responsibility. Instead of introducing complexity, the governance structure accelerates the speed at which decisions can be made. In this blueprint, enterprise elements like governance, delegation, and accountability are treated as architectural building blocks, carrying the same weight as APIs or cloud platforms. Just as a data architecture requires modular design, these management systems must be engineered to scale smoothly alongside organizational complexity. Management work happens whether you plan for it or not. If it isn't designed systematically, it will simply emerge through historical compromises and toxic internal politics. Sustainable competitive advantage is created when strategy, governance, and technology are engineered to evolve together as a single, coherent enterprise.